Welcome. Today we are going to talk about the roles and specializations found among traditional healers in various Nigerian cultures, especially Igbo culture. All right? Because this information is standardized for Dibịas, area of specializations, the role found among traditional rulers in Igbo community. Let me start with medical and physical specialists. You, as a Dibia, you should know that you wear so many hats. You are jack of all trades. You need to master them. Historically, we have been practicing this and we come out as specialists. A Dibia is a specialist. A Dibia is a professional. Like some will argue and say whether Dibia is a profession. Sometimes I don't know whether it's the way we interpret English or the way we understand things that make us talk nonsense. If they ask you, Dibia, are you a professional? You say boldly, yes, I am a professional. I am good in this. Igbo Afa, you are a professional. Once you know that when you do spiritual consultation for people, it is real and you are telling the truth. It resonates with what they are passing through. Are you listening to me? If you mentor people in spiritual affairs and how to become good Dibias because they didn't meet their progenitors in their ancestral lineage and they came to you and you mentor them to become good and excellent Dibias, you are a professional. You are a spiritual life coach. It is a profession. Let's not argue nonsense. That is why I guard my energy. Energy is an expensive currency. Sometimes when I look at you, if you are the type that you are so argumentative, I throw away my face. I won't entertain you or allow you to drain my energy over nothing. I rather conserve that energy and channel it to the people who need it and channel it to my creativity or ingenuity or innovation. That is what we are here for. Whether you are educated or not as a Dibia. Now, as a medical and physical specialist, one, a Dibia is somebody who is a herbalist, a general practitioner, the core practitioner specializing in the preparation and application of herbal remedies, whether roots, leaves, bark, or stem, for common physical illnesses like fever, malaria, dysentery, pain, infertility, and so on and so forth. As a Dibia, there is no Dibia on this earth that does not know about one plant or the other. Whether you are Dibia Afa, you must, nature made it must. There is one you should know. So there is no Dibia that does not have knowledge of herbs. As a general herbalist, as a practitioner, as whom you are, as an ordained person. Now, as Dibia Ogwu na Mkpa Akwụkwọ, this one, roots and leaves specialist. That is just all they do. They don't do spiritual consultation. They are highly focused herbalists concerned mainly with sourcing, processing, and prescribing plant-based medications that are cultivated within their own medicinal garden. That is why some Dibias, they are not happy that the government is not helping them. Government did not provide land for them to, cultivate, grow plants that can be used for herbal and medicinal purposes. They are not factored in budgetary allocations in the state. There is no laboratory to encourage them to test various herbal combos, herbal formulas, that will be used for healing or for whatever ailment they need to cure. Nothing, no lab, no herbal clinic, no herbal hospital. And yet people are rejoicing that Dibias are being witch hunted in my state, whereas the state should step in and help. If you bring the total number of herbalists in Anambra State and prepare a questionnaire to ask them, how did they grow? How did they become who they are? Is there any government input or influence in their lives? You will be surprised on the answer. No government input. There is no government input or contribution in the lives of any Dibia in Anambra State. There is no school for herbal training, no training school of herbalism championed by the government or founded by the government to help us. Rather, we are all sources of revenue to generate revenue for the state. That is only what we are here for. They don't care how you make that money. That is why you see so many charlatans everywhere. They think that being a Dibia is a lucrative business to dupe people. Where the state should come in, they will not. It's of recent, they are just doing, let's see, as if they are serious. They have never brought any foreign counterpart, either from in the Asia continent to, for like an exchange program. They have not sent any herbalist down to China or India to go and learn and come back and impart knowledge to others. They have never. All what they do is to do their own inner caucus meeting in their office, in government, and allocate money that they will never use. They don't give us loan, they don't give us grants, no sponsorship for anything. Is it what is it called? Machine for producing herb, tablet making machine, and the rest of it. Nothing, not even in subsidized amount or fee. Nothing. Except maybe they will see this video and wake up. No government impact or input. That is why most times everybody is their own master. You see them behaving anyhow on social media or in their offices or wherever. Government can only regulate us properly when they put all these measures that I mentioned into place. That is why I love Lagos state government. You see the way they harness herbal practitioners. They regulate them. They take exams. They have lab. They have herbal clinics. They encourage them to establish their own practice and become practitioners, herbal practitioners. But in my own state, when will it be? Is it to start hunting Dibia from place to place? Start checking that they are going and maybe revenue drive or supervising to see if really you are worthy to be a Dibia, or whether your premises is clean or not. Is it what we need? If they have started this schooling, this awareness right from time, it will be a standard practice that before you establish yourself as a herbal practitioner or holistic doctor or naturopath, these are the main things you should bear in mind, so that when you are establishing, maybe gradually, small, you will know that cleanliness is next to godliness. You will know it's not to flaunt or show where you're clean animal or whatever. You will be guided. Let's talk about Dibịa Ogwu, bone setter, traditional bone setter. For those who don't know their area of specialization, you should listen. A bone setter is a specialized orthopedic healer skilled in manipulating and setting broken bones, dislocations, and fractures using massages, herbal paste, and splints, maybe bamboo or wood. This is another area of specialization for those of you who don't know historically. So that when you hear Olumage, your Abu, what is your Abu known for? The Abu in your ancestral lineage, is it Abu for what? Igbo Okpukpu, or Abu for Mkporogu na Mkpaakwụkwọ, or Abu for Siya, a diviner? You should know. Because if you don't know, you'll be wallowing, you'll be floundering, you'll be jack of all trades and master of none. Now we also have a Dibịa Ọmụmụ, traditional birth attendant, midwife. They specialize in prenatal care, assisting women during labor and delivery, and provide postpartum care with specific herbal baths and remedies. But today we now look down on them and prefer nurse, let's be a nurse. You prefer using Oyibo method, whereas our traditional method is good, efficacious, very, very up to date. That skill, that knowledge. I remember when I gave birth, that time the umbilical cord refused to come out. My child had already come out. That nurse, a very good lady, she was learning her midwifery in a traditional place, a traditional birth attendant before she came to the city as an auxiliary nurse. You see it? When the other ones who were claiming that they are the modern nurse, they are running up and down, they couldn't do anything to help me expel the umbilical cord. You know what this lady did? She came closer to me. She asked me to take a deep breath. And she breathed out. She asked me to cough. I coughed. She asked me to breathe in again, out, and cough. Harder. By the time I started coughing, that was how the umbilical cord came out. But those modern ones were running up and down, calling, doctor, come on, the umbilical cord refused to come out. Oh. Are we going to use forceps to try and draw it? This lady just like that. No magic, no, very calm, cool person, because of that traditional knowledge. I should cough. You see it? We talk about Dibịa Ara, Dibịa na-agwọ ala, mad person, psychiatrist, traditional psychiatrist, is an area of specialization. You see a mad person, hey, come here, sit down, they obey you. It's a gift. You also give them medicine too, so that it will always be calm. These Dibịa Ara, they focus on treating mental and psychological illnesses attributed to spiritual causes, curses, or attacks. Their treatments include ritual cleansing, you hear them now, herbal sedatives, and confinement. They will keep them for a long time, maybe duration of 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, to be sure. It might be inflicted, spiritually inflicted. It might be negligence of agwu. Like some who will be doing nonsense argument on social media. When it is unappeased, when you neglect it, because it's your life path, you refuse to follow it. Whatever you see, you take. Even they can recall you back home. How would you kill yourself since you say you don't want to do the work? You have terrible accident. Once you go for spiritual divination and you find out your life path, I enjoy you, but you follow it. Please stop looking at other people. It is not a conference call. It is you divinely chosen. It is your akalaka, your EU, to liberate mankind. You don't want to see people suffering. You want to heal them. You don't want to see women dying. You want them to give birth safely. You dislike people having their bones broken. You want to mend it. It's your oath that you took to come to this world. So stop asking agwa na akụ mmadụ ala. Agwụ na akụpụ gị ife karịrị ala. If you don't want to align, if you don't want to take up that spiritual mantle. That is the consequences of unappeased Abu. It will cause depression, schizophrenia, a lot of things. So be careful. If your parents loved you or loved you, they will do spiritual inquiry. Father and mother, go for the spiritual divination on behalf of your children. Some of you that say, yeah, he's 20 years, 25 years, or he suddenly died or accident. If your parents are spiritually conscious and they visit good Dibịas, not to go and do diabolic things against people, all these things will be revealed and it will be averted. Exchange of life, so that you will live long. If it is your Wanche people, you go and do the appeasement. If it's your Dada people, you go and do the appeasement and live your life. It's your spiritual spouse. Give them a place of honor in your life. Because all these spirits, they become angry with you because you neglect them. You don't honor them. You don't give them a place in your life. No acknowledgement. So they will do everything forcefully against you for you to affirm to their existence. Can you imagine all this talent, all this area of specialization I'm calling out now? And some people will still say they don't know their area of specialization. I am doing this video to help the upcoming ones. In case of tomorrow, I am no more. This video will influence you positively. You will know what to do. But watching my video does not mean you are being mentored. Please, some of you, you believe in shortcuts. Even when I'm making video, I time myself. Some I do long videos, some I do short videos. So how do you think that everything you want to know or need to know in this life that is included in this video? I don't know how people reason. The youths of today. Yes, if you need to go for mentorship, please, I enjoin you, go for mentorship so that you know what you are doing. 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depending. Now, these are all areas of specialization. I'm still going to call more, list out more, and explain. What if you see a Dibịa that have maybe say 10 of this area of specializations? Are you going to tell me that you are going to stay for mentorship for only 6 months? It's not possible now. And it is possible you see a Dibịa that have 6 areas of specialization, or 5 or 4, or even more than that 6. Because I used to say it. There is a time it will come, the spirit will come into my body. I will hold the rein in Dibịa Mmiri. At that point in time, you can call me Dibịa Mmiri. But it's not my basic area of specialization. That's just for you to know. There are times you are growing in the spirit, more spirits will come. And one talent or the other will come out. And at that point in time, you fine-tune it. You add it to the list of your skills that you have. And why I'm saying this is for you naive Dibịas who don't know your left from your right, who are very lazy to carry out research. Please carry out research. When I say research, it's not maybe it might not be that English way of whatever your findings, you are writing it down in a book. No, ask questions, do investigations, visit your maternal and paternal homes, ask your elders. Even you yourself, do deep meditation. There is a way you meditate, you will sleep, a lot of things will be unraveled to you. You are doing spiritual research. Or don't you know that research can also be done spiritually? You can use your Kurana, table that issue before your Ramo. You have to be in spirit, because the day they will come and reveal all this, you should not slack and say, oh, is it dream or is it vision or is it that? You have to take note. It might be one of your ancestors that will come and take you back to the ancient time. There is something they want to show you. It has happened to me repeatedly. That is why I know some of the areas of specialization that I fine-tuned and upgraded myself in it. And you don't expect somebody who has spent so much to upgrade himself or herself to now bring down herself and be doing it for a little amount, a little charge. If you don't place value on yourself, people are going to discredit you. People are going to devalue you. If you spend thousands or close to millions to upgrade yourself, it is not a must that you will recover that money immediately. No. You can create your courses, make it three months course that will have an impact. If the person want to follow up more, yeah, you do it like that and divide the money. The expenses, the data, the whatnot, you calculate it. You must not collect, if, like, for example, you spend 600,000 to go and learn something about herbalism or herbal therapeutics, the way you want to put it, or alternative medicine. You can now recover that money in just one mentorship. No, you have to split it. If it means splitting the program, splitting the knowledge, yes, do that, please. Don't be a fool. Place value on yourself. You pay for it. If 10 people, 20 people can afford it, do it so that it will be cheaper for them. If they want to climb the next level, the next phase, do it again, let it be cheaper for them. Gradually, you recover that money. Behind you now have your gain. Gradually, it's an unending process. Because when there is life, there is hope. May our wisdom help us achieve longevity in this journey. So you can attest to what I'm saying. You will understand it. Don't commonize yourself as a Dibịa. Everything ends in killing meat, drinking beer, womanizing, fornicating, committing adultery up and down. Don't engage yourself in social media nonsense. That's what do they call it? Dragging, social media dragging. Don't engage yourself in all those nonsense. Safeguard your energy. It is a currency. Let me repeat it too. Don't dispense it unnecessarily. Dispense it when you are carrying out your spiritual works, when you are carrying out your spiritual consultation, when you are making herbal medicine. Dispense it positively in the right way, and you will reap the benefit. Another area of specialization is Dibịa Anya. Anything that has to do with anya and ante. Anya, eyes, ante. What do they call them? Otolaryngologist. Sorry, ENT specialist. Yes, this is an area of specialization. Maybe now you can say it's less common, but it is recognized. It's a specialization for treating specific ailments of the eyes, ears, even nose and throat using unique local application. Dibịa. You remember? I think it was in the other video when I was talking about eyes of the gods, mouth of the god. Also, say nose of the gods, ears of the gods. Can you see it now? I was cracking it as a joke, but here it is eventually. We have Dibịas whose area of specialization deals with curing nose, eyes, ears, and throat ailments using herbs. They exist. That is why ask questions before you start your practice as a Dibịa. Please ask questions. Make sure also that you are registered once you have made up your mind. Dibias, we need funds, we need grants, we need loans to establish our practice. That is where government comes in. I don't know what government is doing. Not me to make me to come pay for license, get ID card. That is not where it ends. All right? If you want to become better, that is what you have to do. Mgbe o rukwa n'ime ime ife ọkala mmadụ ọkala mmụọ, you will not be found wanting, even though you want to upgrade yourself to that your area of specialization. When it comes to the spiritual side, most Dibias, we need to be spiritually minded because sometimes we get carried away. You will not see what you are supposed to see. It will be as if your spirit guide in a fan ballet. You really need to sit up. All right? In the process of upgrading ourselves, may we not lose ourselves. May we not lose our spiritual consciousness. Once you are spiritually inclined, everything will fall into place. You bring out time or days that you do meditation. Some people still argue whether Dibias do fasting. Sometimes I laugh at people. They don't know what spirituality is all about. Do you know that fasting is spiritual? Something that you will do, it will unlock all your chakra from here, your eye, everywhere down. It will unlock all the chakras in your body. Yeah, saying Dibias don't do fasting. Are they pastors? Sometimes I will laugh at people who do mindless argument. My energy, I can't use it for arguing blindly because what I tell you is what I have experienced. I'm more of a spiritual person. Nowadays, my friends say I'm more of a recluse because I don't come out anymore, to socialize and all that. But there is time for everything. When it's time for socialization, I come out. We spend money. They will know that it's because of my profession. That is why at this point in time, I write. Okay? When it comes for media projection, yes. It's not everything about me I will divulge to the public. But that is for you to know that whatever we do, socially and morally, Dibias should be responsible. Even spiritually, you will be responsible. You don't misuse your power. You use it when it is necessary to quench that evil. Because Nebo Dibia, ya kwekwe ka mmadụ bịa doye ya aka n'anya, come and poke their finger in your eye that you can't do anything. Dupe you and say you can't do anything. Let them believe that you can't do anything, but you as a Dibia, ịmanụ nọ now. Ọ bụrụ azụ ka ị ga-eji wee dụọ azụ na iwe na-azụ eduo azụ ije mee ihe ahụ ị ga-eme n'ime ụlọ wee pụta. Emesịa akụfesịa dala awọ. That thief, whether it take him 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you must come back to return what they stole. Bam. Ụlọ ije na-akụ nje mebe drama. People should learn to respect each office that the Dibia occupies. You should learn to value what you have indigenously, culturally, traditionally, spiritually, and ancestrally. But if you commonize yourself as a Dibia, they will use you now. They will play with you. They will insult you and abuse you. They will do all manner of irredeemable evil to you if you commonize yourself. If you grant every Tom, Dick, and Harry into your life. This woman again has come for my video. As I was saying, we also have Dibịa Eje, Dibịa Opala, a blood specialist. This Dibịa focuses on conditions related to the blood, such as purification, boosting blood levels, that's treating anemia, or managing ailments like sickle cell disease with traditional method. Don't argue with me, they exist. The thing is this, that most people who go for this area of specialization, as in read it in schools, as in courses, most of them have Dibịa, that's Ogwu Dibịa, in their lineage, but they don't know. They'll say they went to school, they studied this. At the end of the day, you don't know that this was what your forefathers treated in the olden days. That is still relevant till date. You understand? So you should ask questions, like I normally tell them, both man or woman. Ask deep questions, because all our elders, I don't know their lives, which one is greater now with the Gen Zs. What they know, they will tell you they don't know, out of fear, because they will they feel for you now, so you will not be stigmatized. So they don't want it to be that it's them that reveal the secret. But if you are an honest, truthful elder, and you see this person is afflicted with do your utmost to save that person. Open up, tell the truth as it is. Don't be that kind of elder that will be lying. Eji mmadụ ehibe akwali, eji ọbala mmadụ eme nka, eji Some of all these are fallacies. Like those days that I had their time, I used to challenge them online. You say they killed twins. Is it your lineage? You say, no, my brother, my sister's father, my father's sister. Ask her, did she see it face to face? If she's still alive, did she see it happen kuro kuro in her eyes? Or they say, this them say, corrupted our history as Igbos. Somebody will just come out of nowhere and start spreading falsehood. Everybody will run with it. That is why I say, beware of strangers who are one-sided story. Go and find out. We still have living ancestors amongst us. Okenye, Malive Melona Po, they will disregard them and go to another Dibia in another state to go and learn Osago or mentorship. But you are from so community, you must make it a point of duty to learn how your society does their things, how your community do theirs. How do they go about it? Before you can now express your interest in learning from another community. Maybe learning and knowing just for knowing sake, or you want to apply it. Even if you want to apply it well. Or if you have a client that comes from such place, you know this is how their people do their own. So you don't go and cause confusion. It is because it's a spiritual call. That is why it varies on how to do some certain spiritual works. But there are basic work that have to do with Ajani that is the same all over Igbo land. Like Ekpuwalo, Ikpuchunu, Ijekpe ikpe na Ajana, Ndị Ichie, Akwali. Let us know the one that our community does or do. Let us learn it. All right. Now let's talk about spiritual, divinatory, and ritual specialists as area of specialization for Dibịas.